Hey guys, so we are already halfway through the month of August, and I thought there's no better time than now for me to share with you why I love mid-month budget check-ins, because I do mine all the time, and this may have something to do with the fact that get paid in the middle of the month. I mean, I've got paydays all across the month, but from my 9 to 5 I get paid somewhere in the middle of the month. So today's video, I will be sharing with you about how I do my mid-month check-in and what I look for and the things that I do to help me manage my money. Hey guys, welcome to Budget with a July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I share everything personal finance. I cover budgeting, saving, and investing. If these topics are of interest to you, then please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into today's video. So I have my trusted coffee here with me this morning, as I am going to be doing a lot of batch recording as I'll be going on vacation soon. So I just want to get these videos out there for you guys. So why do I love mid-month budget check-ins? I love mid-month budget check-ins because they help me recalibrate and also help me to come back on track, especially if certain things have come up that I wasn't expecting, you know, the usual unexpected things. Whenever you have a little bit of cash flow in any sense, something comes up. Like literally something. I took my car in for a service recently, and I mentioned that in my last video, and there was some unexpected things that came up. I knew that my car would probably fail MOT for two reasons. One, my brake lights were out, and secondly, I think, what was it? I didn't have windscreen washer. I didn't have that. For some reason I forgot to top up, even though I have some in my my boot. I forgot to top that up. But yes, it failed, but they fixed it all for me, and I just had to pay it, so the car ended up passing. But what I didn't expect then is when I did my car service back in January, February of this year, they did tell me that I would need to replace two of my tires. And I completely forgot about that. I had it in the forefront of my mind for the first like 4 months, and then it just flew out of my mind. And now I have to replace two tires, so that's gonna cost me over £200 just for those two tires, plus wheel they say it realignment or whatever it's called. I was like, oh my god. But I'm glad it happened during the middle of the month, because as I was recalibrating my budget, I realized I need to account for this for my next budget. So I love doing these mid-month budget check-ins because I look at what have I already paid, what is still yet to be paid, and what is anything unexpected that has come through, and do I have enough fun money, or aka variable spending money, because it's important to have fun money in your budget if it allows you to. I know it's not easy for everybody, but for me personally, even if it's like a £5 or £10, I really like to have a little bit of fun money in there. It just makes budgeting even more fun. So I love to recalibrate. The other thing that I've spoken about is planning ahead. So all my bills, I think 99.9% of my bills come out on the first day of the month, and getting paid somewhere in the middle of the month does throw people off their kilt. For me, I like it this way for some reason, because when I get paid somewhere in the middle of the month, I rarely spend my money outside of paying myself first. I rarely spend any money, because the majority of the time I'm just looking, what have I got to pay for that's left in the month that I'm in, and then the rest of it would just be allocated towards the next month. So I plan ahead. Looking at your budget in the middle of the month, you kind of get a gauge to see where you're spending the most of your money. Are you going out a lot, like doing a lot of takeaways or eating out at restaurants? Are you buying a lot of unnecessary stuff? Are you doing like me, like to buy home stuff? So are you doing that? So it gives you a gauge of where you're spending your money, and then you recalibrate to start spending your money in the second half of the month a little bit better. This is why I love these mid-month check-ins. But also, I love these mid-month check-ins because I also use them to see if I can save a little bit more money. Like recently I made a decision I had about just under £100 left in my food budget, and I realized that because I'll be going away on a trip, I won't need the entire £100. So I decided to use part of that money to send towards a financial goal, and then the rest I will leave for food, because you know I will need eggs, I will need milk, on stuff like that, either before I go on vacation or after I come back from vacation, and I don't want to dip into my September money now. So I was like, okay, let me do that. This is what I love about checking in. Now, I check in almost every day. Every week I look at my budget and see if I'm on the right track. But the mid-month budgets really do help me see where I am spending my money, and if there are any habits that I can change or habits that I can adopt to help me manage my money better. So really do use your mid-month check-in to help you recalibrate and just plan ahead and look if there are any changes that you can make within your own budget, and see you know, how you can improve on the next month. So it doesn't have to be too extensive, it doesn't have to be too crazy, but it's kind of just like a high level. How much money have you got left to last you until the end of the month or until your next payday? That's an important question to ask. And if you see that you don't have a lot of money, how are you going to manage that money that you do have? And you know, if you have a lot more money, is there enough money in there for you to send towards your financial goals? Can you invest some of that money? Can you give some of that money? So all of these are the important questions that I personally like to ask myself. I always sit there and look at my budget and see how I can be a better steward of my money. And especially for those of us here on YouTube in the finance community, we are always working on a financial goal here and there. So every single time I check my budget, I'm able to tell myself, yes, I do have some money that I can send towards this financial goal, or maybe I can start working on a financial goal that I am thinking of for the future. And also, I know this might seem like a long shot for some people, but for me, my mock budgets, my mid-month check-ins and all of that, I still look at them in a grand scheme of things. Like, I look at what goals do I have for the year, for the quarter, for the month, and using my mid-month check-in, is there any way that I can contribute towards achieving that monthly, quarterly, or annual goal that I have? If there is, then I start working on that. And most of the time, it's just maybe sending a £10 towards my my investments, or maybe adding a £5 towards my savings. It could be something as simple as that. But I really do encourage you to definitely start adding mid-month check-ins in your budget if you don't do them already. I absolutely advocate for them. So I think this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.